Hey friends, it's Frances with Find Your Crazy, and we're back with another Crazy Tip Tuesday. This is a segment where we share how we live with our big family in a tiny space, how we renoed, how we decorated, and how we just make our big family life work on the road. So last week I shared about our Fraheaton couch that allows our big family to have big fun on our movie nights. So if you missed that segment, you can check out the video in the link below. But this week we're going to be talking a little less function and a little more fun. So in order to make our space comfortable and like a house to me, it really isn't just the pieces of furniture that we chose, but it's all the little pieces that we have put all throughout the rig. And one of those is our curtains. What you need to know about me is that I don't sew, but I love to make my own creations work for my space. And so I was in a bit of a conundrum in this small area to be able to find curtains that matched our bedding. I'd found our bedding on Amazon and I loved it. And it's a beautiful white bird comforter that is quilted, it's lightweight, and it just was exactly what I was looking for. But I couldn't find curtains to go with it. Most of the time when you buy your comforters, they don't come with valances or curtains that you can use. So sometimes you're just stuck looking at what's on the shelf, what you can find on Amazon, and many times we get stuck just thinking of what traditional curtains and valances need to look like. But what's really great is when you can step out of the box and you can make something yourself. Even if you don't sew, in my sticks and bricks, I've used this tip for many, many years. Most of the time, I will use sheets to go along that coordinate with my bedding. Sometimes that comes in the bed in the bag, and I just don't use the sheets on the bed because no one ever sees them. I use those as long curtains, or I use them for short valances. But this time mine didn't come with any sheets, and so I didn't know what to do. I looked online to see if there were any coordinating patterns that I really liked, but I couldn't find what I wanted. So you know what I did? I used a shower curtain. And so these curtains right here that you can see all throughout our rig are shower curtains. So the pattern that matched my bedding, the only thing that came with it was a fabric curtain that you could use in the bathroom. And so I thought to myself, for $14, I could try to make them my own. So I ordered them, they came in, and I found that they were perfect. They were white, they were sheer, and they were easy enough for me to manage. So all that I did was I cut them up and I hot glued them. You heard that right. Let me remind you, I'm not good at sewing and I don't know how to sew. So if you're like me and you don't know much about sewing curtains, you can still have really cute things that you create yourself with a hot glue gun. So what I did was I just took my shower curtain, which is fairly large, and my valances needed to be really small. I want to let as much natural light into the rig as possible. So I don't want a lot of things covering up the view, because where we go, that's what we want to see is outside. So what I did was I just laid it out on the ground and I cut along the outside of the perimeter. So for many of the curtains, I actually have a sewn seam. So that is a tip. Cut along, leave that seam there, and then just cut along the top. Then what I did is I just measured my curtain rod, and for all of ours in our bedroom, this is from our bedroom and it's really small, so I just measured out the size that I wanted for my window, and then I cut along the top, leaving the sewn edge of the shower curtain. And then it didn't really matter what the hot glue looked like, how well I had cut it. It didn't matter because no one's going to see it. And then I made sure to cut it longer so that when it's on the rod, it is nice and gathered together. And then I was able just to put this up, and as you can see, I make sure that it's gathered a little bit so it has a little bit of flow, and then we were able to put them all around the rig. So what I used in my bedroom, I also carried throughout the entire area of the living space, and that was able to tie my bedroom to the living area. And I had this wonderful orange couch, and so that's one of the reasons why I chose this bedding and I chose these curtains, was because they had this awesome pop of orange, but it also brought lots of other fun colors so that I could use those to play off all the rest of the decorations in my room. You see, everything is having two purposes. These are to add a little bit of whimsy, and it's also to cover up these terrible brown RV shades. You know, you need them for privacy and you need them to keep the heat out, but they are ugly. We've tried black ones, we've tried different ones, but really they're just ugly. They're function, but they are no fun. And so when you push these up, they disappear. You have these beautiful windows, you have lots of natural light, and you also have cute curtains that you made yourself. All of the curtains in my rig in the living area and the bedroom cost me $14, and it was out of one shower curtain. Now, when you get to the end of your sewn edge, you're going to have some extra left. Don't waste it. All you have to do is use your straight edge. And for some of these that I didn't have the sewn edge, I just did them myself. So I hot glued it. I just made sure I used a ruler. I got a little bit of help, and I ironed it so that when I got my straight edge, I ironed it down flat, and then all I had to do was go back and hot glue the edges. It's a simple, cheap, inexpensive way for you to make curtains yourself, but also to get the kind you want. So the sky is the limit. You can choose any set of sheets, any shower curtain. You're not just hemmed in with solid colors that you can find at the big box stores or on Amazon. So you can have fun with your decorations, even if you have to make them yourself. Find creative ways to express yourself for a little bit of money that goes a long way. So I hope this tip has helped you, and if you have a tip for what you have used to bring fun and whimsy to your window curtains, I would love to hear that, because I'm always looking for tips in my family as well. So have a great week, have some fun, and let us know your tips, because we want to hear from you. Bye guys.